But I mean, truly got to keep it real with you, Erica. Like on a real level. I mean, I came by there today. I just was trying to see, do you still got your long, pretty gray and black hair that I used to see, back in the day, when I was in Hawthorne off 135th and Yukon, what I mean? Number 109, 109, 91, the whole shot. It's all staying with me so I could always remember my past, because my past has a lot to do with what's going on throughout the world today in a real way. But like I said, I came by there and it was like nobody there in a real way. Like it's like, and I done left many cards to get back in touch with you because I want to speak to you on a real level. On a real level. You know what I mean? On a real level. Now, first we're gonna start with the name. We're gonna start with the name first. You know what I mean? First off, the way you was spelling, because you was in and out my home so quickly to where it was like I couldn't really speak to you on a real level because you was moving and shaking. But if you would have just sat there and just sat with me at least another 9 hours or a day or a couple days, so I could speak to you on a real level so you can feel my whole vibe and know where I'm coming from on a real level and who I am on a real level. I mean, we had a beautiful love making situation, which was great, and all that, and that's a good thing. But at the same time, I was going to speak to you about the word on a different level, not just the Bible, but at the same time, your name and everything and all the flow of what's really going on, because when you say that word Erica, right, you don't really spell it Erica. You know what I mean? You don't really spell it like that. You don't spell Erica, and then it got flipped, to America. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's not it. You know what I mean? That's Eric. That's E-Rice. You know what I mean? That's people call it Eric in a different type of way, but that's not even Eric. That's E-Rice. That's rice. So if I'm flying in a plane and people always be like, George, why you don't, get in touch with me and all that type of, it don't even have to be a plane. It could just be a plane, in my world, it's a walk, but at the same time, it's a huge walk. On a bigger level where there's really no buildings, there's really not a whole bunch of trees and not a whole bunch of streets and all of that type of stuff. It's almost like a skywalk. You know what I mean? But at the same time, on a real level, I was just going to speak to you on just your name, because at the same time, I don't see that, because, we always talk about, talking to children and all of that type of stuff. But at the same time, you got to give it to them right. So, everybody's on TV and all this type of stuff and talking about America. But if you look at the word, I remember, AM Erica, at my house in Hawthorne on 109th, always in the AM. So I'm going to keep it, 122% with you. Now, if you don't want me to keep it 122% with you, then, we can get off the phone now. But at the same time, I just want to let you know that on a real level so you can understand what's going on a different level. I understand people want to, have a beautiful flow and all of that type of stuff. But at the same time, the name is everything. But I want to speak to you on a real level because I was like, okay, we had a hell of a, day and situation and all that type of stuff. And then you had my card. You had my, my SOCIAL card. You know what I mean? And it was like, why do you have that? You know what I mean? When, it was such a beautiful situation between me and you. You got to understand, if I don't know what you was truly looking for, but at the same time, if you want to be on the MUNNE, you know what I mean, as far as the money or whatever the type of situation like that, we could have did our own capital, our own money, you know what I mean, and drew it up, and then I could have showed you how it worked on a real level, you know what I mean. Everybody got so used to what's flowing around the land now, but that's something. But at the same time, you can start your own thing. So I was just wondering, like, after that beautiful situation, or that beautiful love-making situation, why did you, grab the card like that and had it in your purse? Because that didn't make sense to me, because then that threw us off, our vibe off, you know what I mean? Because that kind of changed the vibe, and I was just trying to figure out what was that all about, you know what I mean, on a real level. Right. But that just, you know what I mean, I like through, you know what I mean, on that threw the vibe off on a real level. That is, you know what I mean, it was like, damn, like, why she on that level with me? You know what I mean? If she wanted to get paper or whatever she wanted to do, we could have drew up our own thing, and I could have showed her to get it on a huge level instead of chasing something that's already been planted that was supposed to have my face on it from the beginning, but it changed up. It changed up by the time it broke out through the world. So if it changed up by the time it broke out through the world, that already let you know it was a slight betrayal in the situation. It wasn't a deal that I made. It could have been a deal on what Pops made or whatever the situation was. But at the same time, I knew what I was doing on my part on just creating the whole little flow and everything moving through the world. So the whole thing is, I don't care what's flowing through the world right now. That's beautiful. But at the same time, we could do our own thing if that's what you really wanted to do. And I could have showed you how we could have moved it on a higher level. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. People be chasing this, chasing that. You don't have to chase it. It's gonna come to you regardless. It's gonna come to you regardless. All you gotta do is know how to draw. Like, I wasn't even on that. You know what I mean? I was on just making sure everybody was good throughout the world, because I know how they all got here. They were supposed to be helpers of GLJs, God, Lord Jesus on a different level, God, Lord Jesus, Jehovah. But then, sometimes people get some material things and they get to losing their mind. You know what I mean? They get to losing their mind. You know what I mean? So it's like, dang, that's why I be wanting to speak to you like in person. Like, I don't really be wanting to speak on the phone like this, but at the same time, I can speak on the phone like this in a real way. This is what I do. Right. Yeah, like that. You know what I mean? I started something like really crazy. You know what I mean? So definitely, keep my number, 323-237-6113. And, let's speak about it, again, on a different level in person. You know what I mean? Like in person, because, the vibe was so cool with me and you know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't speed in and out of my life like that. Just like the song say, you can't keep running in and out of my life. You can't just speed through my life. We're not playing like a football game or a track meet or something like that. It's not a track meet or, a relay or anything like that. It's real, it's real human life. You know what I mean? On a spiritual level, yeah, we can move as fast as we want to move. But at the same time, you already know what that takes. You know what I mean? It takes a breakdown of everything, you know what I mean? To where it all has to grow as one at one time. I mean, you already know how GLJ's body got broken up in a real world, on a world level, not a street level. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm on Avalon talking to you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this is a world thing with me. This ain't just a street thing with me. This ain't just one block. Right. All right. For sure. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Hey, beautiful situation, man. That's my man right there. That's the man. Yeah, yeah. That's the man. That's the biggest man right there. Living life to the fullest. Just utilizing the light right now. Because sometimes when I get in the dark, they be like, well, Gio, I can't see where you at, all that type of stuff. Well, shit, you should have seen the beginning of the land. The beginning of the land. You should have seen that. Oh man, that was just incredible, right? So, all right, I'm speak to y'all on a different level, but and speak to you on a different level too. So, I'm gonna give the people that's watching, because over here on Avalon, no, Avalon, right? So, they got their cameras too, so they doing what they do too. You know what I mean? But sometime I go get my little, my little rap. Sometime, when I get on that level, that's a cool level too. But you definitely got to be around cool people, when you on that level. You know what I mean? You can't just be around everybody, when you doing your little smoke thing or whatever. But I mean, it's really A. You know what I mean? Let me just say that. Let me just say it right now. ARREKKA. You can say it like that, but at the same time, look at it. Just look at it. You know what I mean? I don't always want to be correcting people, but at the same time, this has been me from the beginning. You know what I mean? This ain't just been no, just out the blue thing. I was doing this as a kid, but people was thinking, he's just a kid. You know what I mean? But I was doing this in everywhere. You know what I mean? It was just like, come on. I mean, come on. If Pops wanted me here and 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 5, and I came 1, 2, 2, that already let you know. It wasn't like I was, battling him. It was just that I know what's a perfect time, on my level. And on my level, and how I'm going to make the world, beautiful. You know what I mean? But at the same time, yeah, definitely. But definitely, I want to speak to you. So I'm gonna get off this phone off this phone, and actually, off this camera too at the same time. So let me show the camera where I'm at right now. So, GLJ Worldwide representing to the fullest. You got the number, the whole shot. So, I'm going to call you A now. I'm not going to call you E. I'll call you A. All right. Love out to, Aaron, Joshua, LaSharay, Jaya, Michaela, the whole shot, you know what I mean? So I'm out, sure. Later.